Hello, my name is Holly from My Daily Haze. Thank you for popping in to hear a little Christmas chat about cross stitch and other things. I was doing on a daily basis during Flossmas. I am doing a cross stitch of from Busilla Tiny Stockings kit, and yesterday I was working on the teddy bear, on the rocking horse, not the rocking chair. I kept saying rocking chair for some silly reason yesterday. And I have actually got it finished. I was just working away on it, and it got to the later part of the evening, and I was just determined to finish the back stitching. And even though I really wanted to work on my full coverages, I felt like working on the back stitching was important because I didn't want to put it down and then have to get up the momentum again to tackle the back stitching. So I've got that one done. I made quite a few, well, not quite a few, yeah, I did a lot of modifications on the back stitching, especially on the horse and the rocking horse and the teddy bear. I don't think I made, just a few modifications on the bow as well, on the present. But I think it came out quite nice, actually. Quite happy with that. And then I decided that this next one along is what I've started next. And I've just got the hair done on that. The reason why I started it last night, even though, was if you look at that pattern, it's not very clearly defined. I don't like cross-stitching on people in general. I always find that they don't look like I want them to. But I'm sure, saying that, I mean, look at all the memorabilias and stuff people do, and they're absolutely stunning. I just can't seem to work on a fine enough count to get them, especially 1/1 skin. It's beautiful, isn't it? Or people that do the whole picture on like a 28 count 1/1 or something. It's beautiful. It's just not something that I would ever be able to do. Anyway, what I almost backed out. I almost skipped that one because it's not something. I was looking at the back stitching and the actual pattern itself, and I don't like it. So for me to do it, I will have to be doing quite a bit of modification. But on the other side of it, yeah, do I just stitch it up and leave it like it is? My husband called, so I got interrupted. I did his hair. Did part of the wing that you can't really see because it's white. Oh, there we go. You can see it pretty good. I'm yet to determine whether I will stitch it as is, including the back stitching, or I will tidy up and make it a little less blocky. And I will work on it then. I was so tempted just to skip this one, but I shall see. I shall see how it comes out. I do think I will do at least a few modifications for the Christmas memory thing today. As it was on top of the tree, but I got it down. As my grandmother made this crocheted angel for me years and years ago, and it needs to be starched again. I haven't starched it in ages, but because sometimes the starching will go yellow if you leave it in too long, so every once in a while you have to take your starching out, and then it's a matter of making it get back. But since it's on top of the tree, it tends to sit up properly on its own. I did put the face in myself. It didn't have a face, and I thought it looked better if it had a face, even though the face looks more like a snowman's face than anything else. but the mouth I put in it didn't look nice, so I took it back out. I guess I could take the eyes and nose out, but it's been like that for so many years now that I won't be doing that. My grandparents, we used to go out in the woods and get a cedar tree to bring in for Christmas, and it gave such a wonderful scent to the house. And talk about, going out and chopping down a tree. It's very nostalgic Christmas, isn't it? So, but it was quite a fun enterprise to go out in the woods and choose a tree, and then bring in. Everybody worked hard to bring it back home, and it wasn't pleasant to decorate. It was very sticky, as in prickly, but it gave such a wonderful scent to the whole house. It was lovely, and it had a beautiful shape. Yeah, it looked beautiful decorated. Only one year did we have a pine tree that I recall, and I much prefer the shape of the cedar trees. Christmas out in the country, you go out in the woods, pick a tree, bring it home, and it's an interesting enterprise it's a whole process when you go and pick your own tree, and you have to let it, you have to make sure there's no bits and pieces, nothing in the tree that you don't want inside. Christmases were very simple. Plenty of food, homemade candies, Martha Washington candy. We always called it Mee-mee's Christmas candy, but I found out years and years later it's called Martha Washington candy. And basically you make up a confection of various different things, and you butter your hands and you roll them into little balls, and then you take a skewer and you poke it in you chill them, and you poke a skewer into them, and you dip them into melted chocolate. And my grandmother used to always put like wax in it. Some people can put other things to make it congeal. You can put butter in it as well, and then you put it in the fridge. But when you put it in wax, it seals it. And beeswax. I've used beeswax before, and then just put it in there, and it makes a nice solid shell, and they don't melt all over your hands very much. It only takes just a little bit, and they're very popular candies. The recipe makes a huge amount. It's very, very, very sweet. I don't make them nowadays because I don't eat sugar. It was such a wonderful, family. It took all the family together because it makes such a big batch. You get the family together and you do all the rolling out, and you put them into the fridge or out in the back hall that was really cold. Let them sit and get cold, and then bring them back in and then dip them, and then you put them back into a cold area, and then you can put them into. My grandmother would have these tin cans that she would put them in, and she'd always save one tin, and she'd hide it somewhere in the house, and none of us would, so we couldn't eat them all before Christmas. But always a few. She always had a few out that we could have during the season. But I'm sure you have food kind of related memories like that, goodies that are just scream Christmas to you. I think Christmas has the most baked goodies and sweets and things associated with it, and it's because it's a feast, it's a festivity that you bring people and good food together, and it makes the season even better, doesn't it? Anyway, I'm wishing you all a wonderful day.